Have you been welcomed to Western Oregon by people yet? No.
Welcome to this week's edition of Wolves Weekly. I'm Mark Colachico, the new Director of Media Relations at Western Oregon University. I'm joined today by head cross country and track and field coach Mike Johnson. Coach, how are we doing today?
We're doing great, and welcome to Western Oregon.
Well, thank you very much. Looking forward to this week. You've got the GNAC championships here on campus at the Ash Creek Preserve. What are you guys doing to go into this week?
Well, obviously the team's, pretty well prepared. We're getting over the, colds and illnesses, those kind of things. But physically, we're 95%. That part's ready to go. The biggest thing that's happened is the whole campus, particularly, Dave Wolf, Kevin Hughes, the guys that work out, that direct the grounds preparation, really make this a community event by presenting the course in a tremendous fashion. This is one of the few on-campus courses in the country where people run a dedicated, purpose-built cross-country course.
And then kind of fill us in on the history of the GNAC championships. I know this is at least year 2 that it's been here in a row. Give us a kind of a history of it.
Well, more than that. I mean, it goes back a ways, but as the GNAC was founded, the cross-country is one of the founding sports, and matter of fact, one of the required membership sports in the conference. And so we're in about our 14th, 15th year now. And it's not new anymore. And we have some of the elite teams from year to year. Many of us have been to the national championships. Right now there's a couple of men's teams, a couple of women's teams ranked in the top 10 nationally, and of course regional rankings the same way. And yet many of the teams that aren't ranked are still outstanding teams. And so it's gotten very, very competitive.
You talked a little bit about wanting to get the public involved in this. Kind of give them an idea of what they could come out and see on Saturday.
One of the better spectator courses you'll ever get to. You can, from a couple of places on the course, you can see about 90% of the runners and the things that are going on. They come back by you multiple times. It's the perimeter of the course is about 2,000 meters, but we run through the middle and off to the sides, and really give the people a pretty good show on a variety of different grass and rolling surfaces.
And one thing that fans will want to know is it is free to the public to come out and view this weekend's GNAC championships. Let's look forward a little bit past the GNAC championships. Look at the regionals being held out in Billings. What are the qualification procedures in order to get to there?
Sure. In the NCAA, regional competition is elective, but we all have certain standards we try and hold ourselves to in terms of being competitive and being in the regional meet. We have 32 or 33 teams, I think, now in the region, and we will, gather there. It's interesting. Billings is only in the region by the fact that it's a GNAC school. Actually, Billings itself is not in the West region. So the California schools, ourselves, Hawaii, Alaska, Utah, a variety of different schools, and we'll all end up in Billings, here in 3 weeks on basically a soccer pitch that's really big. So it's a flat piece of grass, and we'll be up there on the 22nd of November.
And then moving beyond that, qualifications, can you fill the folks in a little bit about once you get to the GNAC championships, you've kind of given them an idea of how you get to the regionals, but then how do you move on beyond there to the nationals? And
then it starts to get tight. And our region and the Rocky Mountain region, because of their finish the previous years, are awarded more opportunities. So the top 6 teams, the top 3 individuals, not members of the top 6 teams, then will advance to Louisville, Kentucky, in December 6th for the championships at Tom Sawyer Park, just out off the Ohio River in Louisville. And it has quite a meet. Last time we were there 4 years ago. Both our teams were there in the championships, and we had a good little snow that day. And I don't know that we'll see that. It's more uncommon there than it is, perhaps in Billings. But weather looks good for Billings, it looks good for Louisville, and we're all looking forward to all the teams, making an effort to move forward.
Well, we've talked a little bit about the GNAC championships this week, as we said, here at Western Oregon. Talked about the regionals in Billings in a couple weeks, then the championships. Let's look back a little bit on the year. You started out with the Ash Creek Preserve here on campus, and then last weekend you ran the Beaver Classic down in Corvallis. What is the kind of the way that you run your team from the beginning of the year through the Beaver Classic and then preparing for the GNAC championships?
Sure. We have different classes of races, kind of championship races, those are the ones we just spoke about, championship preparatory races, and those are races like at Western Washington or at Sun Dodger, where we take and focus the team more into those events. And then we have training races or selection races. And the Ash Creek Preserve meet was kind of a training race, just coming out of the beginning of our summer work. And the meet this last weekend in Corvallis was really a selection race. In the conference championships, we get to run 10 athletes. And for the most part, our top 7, 8, maybe even 9 athletes have been chosen. And then we run a selection race, which gives us an opportunity to look at fitness, where those people are to fill that 9th or 10th spot, on the team. And so not every race is of prime significance to, in terms of ranking or scoring, but every race is of prime significance when it comes to the people that are in the race. And so we run every race with the same zeal, even though the purposes for the different races are quite different.
Right. Well, as we said, the GNAC championships are this weekend here at Western Oregon University. They'll be ran on the Ash Creek Preserve course, which is just beyond the baseball field. So be sure to come out. The men are going to start at 10:30. The women are going to start at 11:30. It is free to the public. Coach, we wish you guys good luck. We wish you hope that you can continue on to regionals and then hopefully to push those Wolves into the championships.
That's the idea, and thank you. And thanks for joining us now at Western Oregon. Glad to have you here.
Great. I thank you, Coach. And as we said, we'll see you next week, and go Wolves.